In an ever-evolving digital landscape, for your business to thrive, you must adapt or die. Welcome to Marketing in the Age of AI, the podcast helping you harness the power of AI and marketing tools to revitalize and grow your business. And now here's your host, marketing expert and author of Authentic Marketing in the Age of AI, Emanuel Rose.
Thanks for joining me today on Marketing in the Age of AI podcast. We'll be digging into some marketing best practices, particularly around SEO, GEO, AEO, whatever moniker my guest, Peter Kalanda, is going to call that. And he is a seasoned digital marketing strategist and founder of 3 High with expertise in transforming startups to mid-sized businesses. Peter combines a unique blend of strategic acumen and creativity to enhance visibility and drive qualified leads. His background in hospitality fuels a passion for authentic connections, enabling brands to thrive in dynamic markets. Today, we'll dive into Peter's insights on leveraging AI and marketing strategies and what he sees coming down the road, not just for holiday, but into next year. Peter, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Emanuel. Looking forward to it. Thank you for having me. Looking forward to the conversation.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you taking some time
of course,
and sharing your secret sauce with us today. Nothing but the best secrets.
Yeah, hopefully it's the secret sauce.
Well, let's start with that. What do you call it? SEO, GEO, AEO? Where are you?
You know what? I've been calling it GEO recently, but I've been hearing LLM search, AI optimization. So kind of a couple of things. I don't think there's a set moniker or name or abbreviation yet.
Yeah.
I feel like this is becoming the kind of early days of SEO when it all started kind of in the, let's say, late 90s, early 2000s. Kind of this is kind of like where we are right now.
Yeah.
We are these LLMs out.
Well, and I think that what's fascinating about the LLMs is obviously they're changing as we use them more, and they're racing each other to be more like each LLM is more like an agent today than it was 2 years ago when we first started talking about agents. I had no idea what that was. Mm-hmm. And now ChatGPT is leading you through all these activities once you get started in a conversation.
Yeah. So
it's interesting just how the shift is and how rapid the shift is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of been, the last 3 years, it's to what it was to what it is now, and all the different, options that there are. Not only, ChatGPT and Perplexity and Gemini, but I'm actually working with a developer, and there's people out there now who are making their own AI agents for their business.
Sure.
So we're actually developing one for that integrates Google Analytics, Search Console, Google AdWords, Facebook, and all those other connections. And we're providing it for businesses to have their own AI agent for that type of digital marketing, to talk to Google.
Right.
And it's siloed. So it doesn't, what I've done in the past, and I'm sure everyone does this, you take a CSV file or any type of content and just, copy, paste, throw it into ChatGPT, but then everyone else, knows your content. You're feeding it content you shouldn't.
Absolutely.
Product. So, happy to even talk about that to your listeners too.
Yeah, well, that's interesting. I've actually developed a piece of software called privacy.ai, which allows you to interact with the LLMs without revealing PII and IP.
Yeah.
In that use case, though, it wouldn't really work because you have to release some of the information in order to get some feedback,
mm-hmm.
right?
Exactly.
No matter what we call it, generative engine optimization, answer engine optimization, there's some core techniques that you're employing for your company and on behalf of your clients. Talk a little bit about what you're seeing as kind of that transition from SEO tactics to GEO tactics, and what's the same, what's different.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing that I see is kind of the authoritative and content production that a lot of websites need and that they don't have. And also the technical side of things are still very, very important. What works for Google as far as a technical audit, whether that be, schema markup and the old titles and descriptions still are important for the LLMs, because they have to read the code and understand it and know what the page is about. So those are both needed for SEO and GEO, AI search, whatever. So the fundamentals are still there, and that's kind of what I've been working on with clients, is just kind of making sure that the fundamentals are always present, and then working on making sure pages and people are answering questions on FAQs and creating content and blogs. It's not just throw it into ChatGPT and write a blog for me that's words.
No.
There's a ton of people doing that. You can see that it's not real.
Yep.
I mean, it's a great starting point, right? You can write something using AI, but when we do it, we always have writers kind of proof everything and making sure that it doesn't sound like it's written for the machines, which there's so much content out there. So you just want to make sure your technical stuff is solid. You want to make sure you're writing content for the user and it serves a purpose and it's answering questions. A really good hack you can kind of do is, Google's been doing this for years, is where you just type a question into Google and it gives you that little preview with FAQ questions and answers. That's a great starting point to answer those questions on your site, and hopefully you'll start appearing.
The kind of the structure we're having some success with is around having kind of like an executive summary on every blog post. Having the blog post and then having just a few FAQs at the bottom. Right. So you're kind of starting to parse out content a little bit easier for the crawl.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, for sure.
Have you experimented at all with that LLM.txt file? Where are you at with that?
We have all the clients that I work with. We set it up with that. We set that up with them. Right now, I haven't really seen any, if there's any traction, or if there isn't. But if they ever use it or read it, we're ready for it. So it's kind of the same thing with when sitemaps and robot.txt's files started out. It's kind of just like, hey, are these LLMs going to read it? So I recommend it's better to have it than not, for sure.
Especially since it's not being penalized at this point.
And we're seeing, I use some tools for audits and website audits, and we're seeing, clients appear in Perplexity, ChatGPT, and even you go into Google Analytics and it's becoming a referral source, which is kind of great to see. And you can even look at your own website and you go to your Google Search Console and see what people are actually typing as questions. And use that as an FAQ.
I like that. I think the other thing that's really worth repeating is that is taking your ideal client profile and looking at what their discovery process is and trying to identify the types of content they want to find and then build content to support that ICP. Right.
And exactly. And then there's also, I'm sure you probably noticed, like there's a lot of citations from Reddit and Wikipedia. Reddit, I don't know if that's going to stick around or how that's going to evolve, because I've heard recommendations of, the brand should get their Reddit handle and start engaging within conversations, but that's kind of a double-edged sword, right? But I mean, it's a huge source for LLMs, because I think they're looking for just the authentic, conversations that are not necessarily on someone's website, because obviously everything on your website is going to be all positive and everything, right? Again, that's like Reddit. There's negative, the positive. Reviews are important too. You want to make sure if you're an e-commerce company, you have reviews on a lot of your products. That's super helpful too.
That UGC is important. And then also what's interesting is if a company's not really engaged in press releases and with high level news outlets, that's the other. It seems like the LLMs are taking just a really wide swath, much wider than what Google was taking, right?
It's going to be interesting to where this is all going.
Yeah, where do you think it's going? That's a great question.
You know what? It's hard to say.
Yeah.
I feel like there's definitely going to be advertising on these LLMs at some point.
Yeah.
Just that's just how everything's been trending for years now. Will they have ads within the results? How that's going to pan out. I feel like yes, but
Right.
would be totally wrong. I mean, obviously there's paid Perplexity, paid ChatGPT. They get revenue that way, but I feel like for some way they're going to have to do that to
Right.
compete.
Once the investor money wears off, they have to monetize,
They have
right?
to monetize somehow.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just kind of the best way is just to be up to date with trends and kind of see where everything is going. But it's tough to say where this is going to end. It's just kind of, I see it as another channel. I don't see
Yep.
this, there's all this doom and gloom about SEO being dead, and I mean, there's sites that you can right now, you can create a website, and the LLM or whatever it may be can do a really good job of creating that first iteration, but
Sure.
you're always going to need a designer. You're always going to need someone to go in there and update code and things like that.
The human in the loop is, at this point, for the foreseeable future, unavoidable.
Yeah.
You'd mentioned a little bit about that you have some tools that you're looking at to get some ideas of placement. Are there some that you can share with us that might be
I mean,
available?
I use Ahrefs and SEMrush. SEMrush is very good to kind of show. Then they're updating the speed at that SEMrush is updating their offerings is great. There's a lot of AI availability there, and they're just kind of showing where you can make improvements for AI. There's like some content generation tools that are really good. So I've been using that a lot. And then just as far as just the native platforms, making sure write prompts and things like that. But it's mostly for SEO. If we're talking about just SEO, I use SEMrush. Screaming Frog is great. That takes a crawl of your whole website. And those are the two main ones that I'm kind of getting started.
Yeah. And so you're gonna, I guess that you're counting on the SEO reviews to add in the LLM reviews.
Yeah. And then you go into Google. You can just go on yourself and just do a referral source, and you can see ChatGPT and all these things as a source, which is starting to come up, which is great. It's very cool to see that.
Yeah, it is. It is interesting to see. Because whatever, it's 10 to 12% of search now is what they're saying on the aggressive side, right?
Yeah.
And then you look at the breakdown, and ChatGPT is still the dominant player in terms of usage.
Yeah.
So, what have you found in terms of tuning things for the different LLMs? Chat versus Perplexity.
Yeah, Perplexity, I find it's good for because it gives you the referral links and the sources, so you can kind of go in there and read more if you'd like, which is nice, and so I find that better for more informational. And ChatGPT has been good for just kind of coding and content creation, and kind of I use it for just test, even like rewrite some emails,
right?
Yeah. It's been great, but the Gemini I don't really use that much. Copilot I've messed around with, but mostly Perplexity, ChatGPT.
Yeah, I gotcha. And then
some of the image generation that it does is pretty wild.
Yeah, I would like Grok for the image gen too. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, I mean that's
and the interpretation, the image interpretation, right, where you write on a blackboard, you take a picture, and then let's get to build a doc for
you. Now even Adobe, I use Adobe Photoshop. They have a pretty good image generator too built in now.
Yeah.
It's like what's going to happen with our designers, but you still need that eye. I don't think that
to look. Someone's going to look for the sixth finger, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, I guess so. What sort of metrics would you say are important for marketing leads or CMOs to be looking for? Is there in this kind of transitionary time between SEO answer engine optimization?
Yeah, I mean, I think just, probably the basics too, just sessions and visitors and where they're coming from. You want to, it's so new where we are in all these LLMs, and every brand is trying to figure out what we should do, and you only get a handful of site. If you ask a question, what's the best red shoe, where can I buy the best red shoe, there's only a couple links that it shows. So do we go there first, or do we go to Google first? Right now, still Google, they're the best, the single player.
Yep.
But it's just, as far as metrics for AI, if that's what we're looking at, if you don't, some of these services are expensive. I have a paid SEM Rush tool, and they're, so if you still go to Google and just look at those metrics in there, you can see where your referrals are coming from.
Right.
And then you can look at like I said before, with Google Search Console, you just look at what people are typing. And then there's other tools. There's so many AI tools now coming out with SEO. I get bombarded with them all the time that are less and more than some of the products that I use. And I mean, you can test all these things out for a trial period.
Right.
But I found that the ones I've used for a while now are still pretty good.
Yeah, the more established players, and they're going to continue to add in.
They're going to just continue to add features.
Yeah, that makes sense. Do you think that video is going to continue to be important in what we're doing?
Yeah, I mean, as far as for Google paid, yes. If you're doing like some native ads, yes. Video in these LLMs, I have no idea how that's going to play out. Because it doesn't really provide videos in the native results, but Perplexity maybe will jump on that, because they already have it. You can already link out, but yeah, I'm not sure where video is going to go with the LLMs. I guess we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, I would think they're saying as much as 90% of the content that people want to consume is video, right?
Yeah, so, YouTube is the biggest search engine, right?
Yeah. So you figure it's got to get integrated in some form.
Yeah. I mean, now, when you're on we're on a podcast, right? Podcasts first started out with just talking, and it's on Apple or Spotify. Now people are actually going to YouTube to watch and listen, and not go to Apple or Spotify or these other recording platforms, which is wild. It's like TV reinvented.
Yeah, it's a combination of talk radio and TV, right?
Yeah. It's funny how that evolved.
Yeah. Well, it is interesting. All right. Well, so then I guess you're looking at still maintaining the kind of the standard SEO practices. You're looking at generating content that's built for actual humans to read and consume. You're structuring it correctly. What's kind of the next thing after that? After you get through that first phase, what are you guys doing?
Then we're kind of just optimizing and seeing what works. Once all that is done, then you kind of just go in there and test. And that's been kind of working. And again, FAQs are important.
Yeah.
You want to make sure that if you're a service-based business, that you're targeting certain locations, and the pages you can have hidden pages that aren't on the site, and you could target and put content on there. But it's just, once all those things are set up, you say, hey, what's working, what's not.
Right.
And you can get a pretty good sense of what that is based on how people are interacting with your site. So if all those things are good, if you're ready to go, then that's all we can do, is just kind of test, spend some money on advertising, and just hoping something converts, and then just, if it works, then just redo it.
Yeah, keep that structure and keep building out for keywords and questions.
Sure. Yeah, keywords are still important, but there's no when back in the day when this first started, there's no keyword stuffing in the LLMs, so they know they're much smarter than it used to be. That black hat stuff does not work.
All right. Well, that's good stuff. Well, Peter, if somebody wants to get in touch with you and talk about anything about either SEO or marketing in general, how do they reach out to you?
Yeah, you can can find me on LinkedIn. It's just Peter Kalanda. I am also offering a 15-minute site audit. We'll look at your AI search results and how your technical audits are going. You can just go to siteauditnow.com, and that just redirects you to my website. It's just very easy to remember. And you can just book a time with me, and we can go through, I say 15 minutes, but probably 15 to 30 minutes. We'll just go through everything, and you can kind of take things away that you can implement yourself. And there's probably some other things that you would have to hire a professional like me or, someone else to kind of go through and help you out.
Yeah, and I would encourage anyone who's listening who hasn't started the process to go and check that out, siteaudit.now. That's
a
cool.
quick 15 minutes.
Yeah, and it's
but only be positive. Nothing can be negative.
Exactly. We are in the marketplace drift into this new dimension, and you got to pay attention to it so that you remain relevant.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's awesome, Peter. I really appreciate your time. Thanks for the conversation.
Emanuel, thank you very much. It's my pleasure.
All right. Well, good. I'll let you get on with your day, and I hope you have a good one.
You too.
All right. Thanks. Well, it's a good reminder to get focused on the LLM answers and the way that your content and website and brand are existing online, and then how the answer engines are producing results for you. And so get in touch with Peter and get some time with him to take a look at your web properties. Hope this has been a valuable use of your time today. Also hope that you take some time to find an AI tool or create a custom GPT that will save you an hour or more a week. And that with that time, you continue to upskill. You spend time with your friends and family, and that you get away from the screens and get outside into nature. This is Emanuel Rose, Marketing in the Age of AI.
Thanks for listening to Marketing in the Age of AI. Be sure to subscribe wherever you heard this podcast so you never miss a future episode. Your copy of Authentic Marketing in the Age of AI is available at Amazon.com or EmanuelRose.com. You can also connect with Emanuel on LinkedIn. Thanks again for listening, and we'll see you next time.